To wish you were someone else is to waste the person you are. I can't believe I was still in New Zealand around this time last year, and I'm surprised about how much I've changed in terms of my perspectives on how I want to live my life in just a year. Let me explain. About a year ago, I had already got a new job offer in Japan, and I was getting ready to move back to Japan for a new challenge that was supposed to be exciting, but somehow I was feeling behind in life. I vividly remember myself thinking that I'm not where I'm supposed to be in life. For those of you who are on my channel for the first time, my name is Sena, and I'm originally from Japan and decided to study abroad in New Zealand when I was 15. I went to school, university, and worked for a few years at a local company in New Zealand. Now I've been in Japan for almost a year, working full-time and making YouTube videos as my favorite hobby. After working as a sales and marketing coordinator for this local company in New Zealand for 6 months, I got promoted to become a regional sales manager. I thought I finally landed my dream job that could make me happy and feel fulfilled. But after a while, it became such boring routine work, and I also had to chase my sales target more than actually thinking about the customer's needs and wants, so that my performance would remain better than other regional sales managers in the company. But I often asked myself this question, which was, what the hell am I doing with this job? I thought I wanted to help people, but what I have to focus on instead is always my sales target and performance, so that I wouldn't get fired. So eventually, I got sick of doing the work that was completely against my values, and thus I decided to leave the company to start a new career in Japan. This change was supposed to be so exciting for me, right? But on the inside, I felt like I was completely lost in life, and I had no idea what I was doing with my life when I quit my job, because I also let go of my respected position of being a manager. It seemed as if everything about me that I had spent many years developing completely collapsed, and hence I was feeling behind in life, which made me feel like I was a total failure. Some of you might have felt the same way as I did, or might be feeling like this right now in your life. So I thought I wanted to take a close look at this phenomenon of feeling behind in life and share my perspectives with you in this video. Traditionally, we've always been competitive as human beings. Obviously, we've always had this competitive nature to become better, like in old days. Say you're working on your rice field and see a neighbor doing better than you would definitely compare yourself to the neighbor and would come up with solutions to grow your rice field greater than the neighbor. In modern days, companies have competitors. If your competitors are performing better than you always try to come up with creative ways to be better than them to survive in this capitalist society. Now we live in a fast-paced world where we can easily and instantly obtain a lot of information about pretty much anything. If we don't know about something, then we quickly Google it to find an answer. Though there are many perks of living in this era, it definitely has downsides. For example, we might have compared ourselves to our family, relatives, or neighbors who were physically close to us many years ago, but now, due to the existence of social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, we can compare ourselves to anyone around the world 24/7. The reason why I felt behind in life was that friends and celebrities that I followed on social media looked like they had their shit together in life, although I had no idea how they were feeling or what they were experiencing in life. Though it was just my total assumption, I was consumed by social media negatively because I saw other people's posts and stories showing that they were doing amazing with their jobs, going on exciting trips, getting married, and looking like they were having so much fun with their life. This made me feel like I wasn't achieving enough at my age because I was experiencing none of those things. I guess my expectation of what I thought I should be achieving in life significantly differed from the reality that I was actually experiencing myself. I expected these things that people were posting about as something that should happen to me, and I got disappointed and felt stressed because they weren't happening in my life. I believe it's also because I was creating videos on YouTube. I was often exposed to the platform where I could see many people on the internet and subconsciously compared myself to those who had more views, likes, and subscribers than I had on my channel. So I guess the reason why I felt behind in life was that I created the narrative of being behind in life or not catching up to others within my head. Let me emphasize this again, within my head. I felt negative emotions about what I was supposed to achieve in life a year ago because I had the thought of I deserve to achieve the things that I want, although I didn't have any reason to support my expectations. Then I thought, maybe if I don't expect that things are going to happen as I imagine, I would be able to live a life without unnecessary pressure and stress. I guess it's like experiencing a rainy day. I don't know about you, but I personally prefer sunny days over rainy days. It's because I just like the possibility of being able to go outside without worrying about using an umbrella or getting my shoes soaked in the rain, although I don't really get out of my house that often. However, I understand that it rains when it does. Sometimes it rains according to the weather forecast or unexpectedly. I mean, it sucks to experience rainy days, but I don't feel sad, frustrated, or disappointed about the rainy days anymore. I said anymore because I definitely used to feel negative about them. Sorry I went off track, but my point is that even if things don't work out the way I expect it to be, just like experiencing a rainy day, if I have the mindset of, oh well, that happens and that's life, then I can accept that the situation is what it is and I wouldn't get stuck in my negative thoughts. I guess I learned the importance of feeling unbothered about things that happen to me in life, and I would like to continue practicing this mindset as long as I'm alive. When we aren't clear on our version of success, we end up measuring our life against someone else's definition of success, and although we are not interested in it at all, this becomes the main cause that we feel behind in life. Once I understood that I was the one creating the narrative of feeling behind in life within my head all by myself, I started to ask myself a question, which was, by separating myself from what is commonly perceived as success or happiness in life, what actually brings me happiness, or what does success look like for me? I've always believed in the statement, which is, you can't love others if you don't know how to love yourself. However, my self-love was low because of the way I grew up in Japan, where the culture is about putting other people before yourself. We are such a collectivist society where subconsciously punishes self-love and is inclined to view it as selfish. In Japan, you get praised as long as you fit into the societal system and follow the rules that people believe as common. But unfortunately, what people perceived as common in Japan wasn't clicking well with my personality, and I always felt like an outsider in my home country. So when I decided to study abroad in New Zealand to experience a different culture when I was 15, my family, friends, and teachers at school thought that I was a fool trying to pursue something different, uncommon, and uncertain. I could eventually convince my family to understand why studying abroad in New Zealand would benefit me or might change my life completely. But the pushbacks that I had seemed quite significant to me that I guess I thought I had to prove to everyone that I was right about my life decision. Unfortunately, I wasn't confident enough with my own choices at the time, so that I tried seeking other people's approvals or validations for my achievements in life. But I kept feeling empty on the inside no matter how many objectives I achieved, because I missed looking at the most important thing in life, which was to learn to love myself. Until about a year ago, I thought I was accomplishing things for myself, but as a matter of fact, I was only trying to achieve those things to try to impress others due to the lack of self-love and the feeling of I'm not enough, and hence I felt empty and behind in life for no reason. But after I came back to Japan and started living by myself completely, I was finally able to point out the fact that what was lacking wasn't the goals or achievements in my life, but the love for myself. Then I figured that I wanted to live a life that I could be true to myself without pretending to be someone else, and this is my definition of a successful life that makes me happy. In other words, I wanted to learn to love myself in the way I am. I just didn't want to pretend to be someone else to live my own life anymore, regardless of whether it's in real life or on social media. Simultaneously, I thought that being honest and sharing my opinions and perspectives on YouTube was the best way that I could contribute to society at this point. Of course, being honest with how I feel and share my thoughts with you might resonate with some of you and might cause controversies because everyone has different opinions about everything. However, I thought that I could learn from each and every one of you, regardless of whether you agree or disagree with the perspectives that I deliver on my channel, which keeps me motivated to create more content. Loving myself is a long-term process, and I'm not expecting to master it within a few years, or my circumstances might change, or who knows, I might forget to love myself in the future. I believe that's why I wanted to create this video, to remind me of the importance and the power of loving oneself. Obviously, my way of thinking is neither the majority nor common, especially here in Japan. So I'm sure I will keep getting criticized for how I am as long as I live in Japan, where people are not used to hearing the idea of loving yourself before others. But one day I hope that I can reach more and more people who feel like they don't belong to a particular place or feel restricted about being themselves, to let them know that it's absolutely fine to be yourself through my channel. Then I hope my videos will provide a little encouragement to those people to go out there and encourage people around them one by one and create a positive change in society. I just have a dream that one day I will live in a world where being yourself and loving yourself are seen as common and the best thing that we can do for ourselves. And I hope that this video is going to be the first step to creating a place that I believe in. That's the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, because when you hit the like button, the YouTube algorithm helps my channel grow and reach people who are interested in the topics that I discuss on my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing, and I will keep striving to create videos that are worth your time. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys later. Bye!